So in unit 2 actually is your metal cutting process. In the previous in unit 1, we have learned about two manufacturing process, and in unit 2, all the manufacturing processes that I have discussed in unit 1 is means, uh, not a metal remove not a metal removal process. तो metal removal process नहीं था, उसमें कटिंग करने का जरूरत नहीं था. Okay, but without removing the metal, we can get a desired shape and size of the product by those manufacturing processes. ठीक है. At unit 2 में in unit 2 we will learn about another metal manufacturing process, and that can be possible by cutting operation. So these are actually metal removal process. By remove of the metals, excess materials, or actually whatever you want to get the desired shape and size of the product. So according to your requirement, you can get the desired shape and size by these manufacturing processes. Okay, and these are actually caused by just removing of materials. And removing of materials is possible only by engaging a tool with the workpiece. ठीक है, अगर टूल अगर नहीं यूज करूंगा तो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू रिमूव द मटेरियल फ्रॉम वर्कपीस. नहीं है ना. तो जैसे लेथ मशीन है, तो इन लेथ मशीन विल टर्न द cylindrical samples by using a turning tool. Okay, in drilling person, so we can drill a workpiece or any of metal or any not only metal, even you wood you can drill. So by engaging a drill bit. Okay, so there is a means a involvement of an involvement of cutting tool. Okay, drilling machine, milling machines, shaping machines, all in operations required a engagement of tools. Okay, and in this process, what happened? The material will be removed by this engaging of the tools. Okay, so so these metal removal processes are of actually three types. One is conventional machining process, another is abrasive process, and another is non-traditional machining process. So conventional machining process is sometimes called the sorry. So these actually conventional machining process are in this case the materials are directly contact or workpiece is directly contact to the tool. Okay, and by this direct contact of between tool and work, the material will remove from the workpiece, and you can get the desired shape and size of the product. Okay, but in non-traditional machining process, there is no direct contact between uh, workpiece and tool and workpiece. Okay, and there is also another metal removal process that is called the abrasive process. So in this abrasive process, the abrasive particles are used uh, as a tool actually. So like a grinding process. So in grinding process, so abrasive process like a grinding process. So in grinding process, uh, uh, grinding wheels are used, and on the surface of the grinding wheels, actually uh, uh, abrasive particles are there. Actually, abrasive particles are strictly bonded with the grinding wheels, and those abrasive particles will act as a cutting tool. Okay, and in conventional machine that I've told, in this case, cutting tool and workpiece are always contact with each other. But in so a different type of conventional process are there, like a turning related operations. So turning related operations. So these can be possible by lathe machine. Another is drilling related operations. So this can be possible by drilling operations. Another is milling operations, and other machining operations also are there like shaping, gear cuttings. All of these are conventional machining process. So just remember that in conventional machining process, the material is removed by directly contact with the tool with the workpiece. Okay. But in non-traditional machining process, there is no direct contact between tool and workpiece. And like mechanical energy process, electrochemical process, thermal energy process, chemical process, and all other process like laser beam machining process, LBM, laser beam machining process, OREDM process, WE, wire it, wire electro discharge machining process, WEDM. Okay. So all these are process another category of non-traditional machining process. So first, we will discuss some conventional machining processes in briefly, and actually some in conventional machining processes, a lot of parameters are there. So I'll give some brief introduction about conventional machining processes. Okay. So these conventional machining processes have advantages like in this process high surface finish can be obtained. Machining is not only performed on the metal but is also performed on the wood, plastic, composite and ceramics. Means, all the materials can be machined by this conventional machining process. But in non-conventional machining process, other than metals like plastics, ceramics, woods, they cannot be manufactured in non-traditional machining process. So, in conventional machining process, uh, all the materials like wood, plastic, metals, composite, ceramics can be manufactured or machined by this conventional machining process. And a variety of geometry features are possible, such as in this case, screw thread are possible. Means by thread cutting or tapping. Tapping is one type of manufacturing machining process. So by tapping, you can produce a you can generate internal threads on a part. Okay, and threading operation. Threading operation also can be performed by a lathe machine, external thread. Very straight edges can be performed, accurate round holes can be performed. So all these are the advantages of conventional machining processes. Another is good dimensional accuracy can be possible, and good surface also possible like this. So this is the thread cutting. So internal and external thread can be possible by this conventional machining process. But in a non-traditional machining process and abrasive machining process, this type of making of thread either external or internal on the part or suppose in a bolt or nut, it is not possible in case of non-traditional and abrasive machining process. Okay, and that I told that various straight edges can be possible. So by this type of parting tool, using this parting tool in lathe machine, you can get a very straight type of surface like this. So like this, you get a very straight type of surface. So, but in non-traditional machine or abrasive machine, this very straight type of surface is not possible. And and the last that I told very good dimensional accuracy. So according to the dimensional accuracy, you can feed the tool जो टर्निंग टूल होता है कितना अमाउंट फीड देनी है कितना अमाउंट चाहिए तो अकॉर्डिंग टू योर requirement you can get the feed depth of cut to the tool. So this is actually depth of cut. Okay. So these are possible by a conventional machining process. So and there are also disadvantages of this conventional machining process. So these advantages are like accuracy of the component product is dependent on the efficiency of the operator. So obviously, if the efficiency of operator is not so much, then there may be chances of getting inaccuracy on the component or product. Okay, so this accuracy actually depends on the uh, means accuracy of the component. It depends on the efficiency of the operator. Okay, but in conventional machining process, actually there is a no in means direct involvement of the efficiency of the operator. Okay, just you will give the input parameters, what amount of actually you want to reduce in size or whatever. You will get the information and it will automatically cut by a media. Actually, one media is used in non-traditional machining process. Like in case of LBM, so in LBM, laser media is used to cut the material. So, how much do you want? This depends on the amount of laser. Okay, मीन्स जितना मुझे जरूरत है उतना अमाउंट लेजर ये होगा and like electro discharge machining. So in this case, electrical means a chemical uh, electrical discharge environment is good in ECM electrochemical machining. So in this case, a chemical liquid media is good. So so in conventional machining process, the advantage disadvantage is that this is the accuracy of the component is depends on the efficiency of the operator. Okay, the consistency in manufacturing is not present, and 100% instruction of the component is required. So in this case, actually 100% instruction is required. That actually suppose you are turning a rod and decreasing the diameter, so you want to decrease the diameter. So after turning a person, we have to inspect that amount of diameter get reduced or not. But in conventional machining, non-conventional machining process, uh, such instruction is sometimes not required. Actually, you just giving the input, and according to this input data, the machining will perform, and you will get the accurate shape and accurate desired size of the component. Okay, personnel needs of the operator are reducing the production rates. So, and in this case, in the conventional machining process, because of the large amount of manpower involved, the labor problem will also be high. So, in this case, actually, large amount of manpower involved. In this case of conventional, but in case of non-conventional, no large amount of manpower is involved. The complex shapes like a parabolic curvature components, uh, cubic curvature components. So means a difficulty curvature on the surface is to produce is difficult. And suppose this is a sheet metal. So to get this type of surface, means this type of shape at the surface of the product is not possible by this conventional machining process. So this actually possible only by suppose this is my sheet metal. So from this sheet metal, you want means, so suppose this is the rod material. So from this rod material, you want to groove a U type of groove, where like suppose U type of groove. U type of groove to generate U type of groove. Uh, Means you want to produce U type of groove, then obviously a this U type of tools are U type of tool is required. Okay, this U type of tool head is required in this case, and this tool will feed means along this direction, and according to the shape of the head of this tool, will get the desired shape. Okay, but a complicated shape is not possible by this conventional machining process. But in non-traditional machining process, this conventional shape, this complex shape, complex type of shape is possible. Like suppose this is a sheet metal, and you want to uh, get the uh, shape like a or in internal part like this. So by wire redeem it is possible. A wire is moved along this path according to your profile, means according to this profile, and this part will cut. Okay, so this is possible by a non-conventional machining process. To overcome these disadvantages of conventional machining process, sometimes CNC machines are used, like CNC lathe. So CNC lathe actually it is means operated by means it is actually computer numerical control lathe. CNC means computer numerical control lathe. Uh, uh, Computer numerical control lathe machine. So this is actually controlled by a program. Okay, by giving a program, and according to program, the cutting tool will move. So this difficulty will avoid by using this CNC machine. But this CNC machine is actually very costly, and obviously in this case, a expert operator is required uh, to create the method. Okay, means along this profile actually the tool will move. So obviously there is a expert worker or operator uh, to create the method. Okay, so in comparison to non-conventional machining process, in comparison to conventional machining process, non-conventional machining process are generally microscopic chip formation by shear. So in this case, in case of non-conventional machining process, the chips are formed, and these chips are actually in microscopic in size, microscopic size. So there is a physical tool present, so that I've told. So this physical tool present, and obviously this tool will always contact with the workpiece to remove the material. Another cutting tool is harder than the workpiece. So in this case, obviously cutting tool should be harder than the workpiece in case of conventional machining process. Otherwise, the cutting tool will get wear out. Okay. Material removal takes place due to the application of cutting force. So here cutting force is required to cut the material. Okay. It involves direct contact to tool and workpiece that I've told. Lower accuracy and surface finish compared to the non-conventional machining process. So in this case, actually, lower surface finish are you get the lower surface finish compared to the conventional machining process, because and this also depends on the efficiency of the operator. Okay, variety of materials can be machined economically. This non-conventional machining process actually very economical. Economical process means low cost process. Okay, compared to the conventional machining process. Conventional machining process are very high cost machining process. Like in case of LBM, so laser media is used. So there is a cost of laser, and obviously there is a initial cost of laser machine. So okay, but in conventional machining process, the machining cost is very low. So only just the involvement of the operator. Okay. Tool life reduced due to the surface contact of the wire. So here the tool life will reduce because tool lies contact with the workpiece, and there is a chances of getting wire out of the tool. Okay. And in this case, higher wastage of material. So in this case, suppose from this sheet metal you have to get this product, this threaded product. Okay. So in this case, all the extra material, this extra material actually have to be removed by convention by machining process. So in this machining process, this material actually washed material. So actually, this material will remove as form of chips. Okay, as a chips, this material will remove. But in case of conventional machining process, like a wire iridium process, so just you move the wire along this path, and you will get this product. Only this product. So there is no much wastage of the product, and by just traveling of the wire, you will get this is the desired product, and this part also can be reused or means for another purpose. So, okay, this is actually not a scrap part in case of conventional, sorry, non-conventional machining process. Okay, and these are manual to operate. So that is told in conventional machining process, these are actually have to be manually operated. After non-conventional machining process, so sometimes they are uh, operate means they are automatically controlled. Okay, some machining operations in lathe machines. These different type of operations can be performed by a lathe machine. So I think all of you know this different type of machining operations. Basically, actually, during your first semester in वर्कशॉप पे रहता है ना फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में तो इन वर्कशॉप ऑल दिस operations in lathe machines I think all of you have done. So first one is turning. Turning means just by just reducing of the diameter by the turning over by just moving of this tool along the lathe axis. Okay, and you have to give the feed according to your the requirement of how much you require to decrease the diameter. Okay, so diameter कितने decrease करनी है according to this you have to give the feed and you travel this tool along this direction. So this is actually turning operation. I think all of you have known. And facing is this is actually facing if you travel the tool along this along the perpendicular to this axis. Actually this is actually axis of the axis. So ये perpendicular अगर मैं perpendicular travel करूँगा इस tool को तो then the material will यहाँ से काटेगा. So this is called a facing. Taper turning. So this is actually taper turning. So in this case the tool will travel in angle with respect to this axis. So with this axis, the tool will travel in an angle. So according to the angle of taper, you will keep this angle. And how much tapering angle is required? Suppose this amount of tapering angle is required. So you have to travel the tools along this amount of making this amount of angle with the axis. Okay. So taper turning. Form turning. Form turning means so like to make a this type of shape, okay, curvature. So in this case you have to travel the tool along like this, along this path, okay, to form turning. Boring, boring, drilling. So drilling means in the drilling machine to to deal the like to deal this cylindrical part. We have to engage our drill bit at the end of the part by tail stop. Okay, so here tool, drilling tool engage करनी है and our this is the drilling tool, and this drilling tool have to be move forward like this. So here drilling operation will be performed. Okay, so this is drilling. Reaming, threading. Threading means get to making a thread. In this case, a threading tool is required. So like this type of threading tool is required. This type of threading tool is required, and after threading operation, you can produce like this type of external thread. So, okay. Another is knurling. So this operation called a knurling. This type of for getting this type of surface over the cylindrical workpiece. Okay. So in this case, this type of knurling tool is required. Type of knurling tool is required. Okay. Okay. So actually, this is the threading operation. Okay. So so this metal working process. So this metal working process involve different parameters like a work material, workpiece material. So what type of workpiece materials is there? Is it harder or softer? Okay. So depending on this, this is also actually depending parameter. So work material, cutting tool. So what type of cutting tool are you using? Are you using carbide cutting tools or diamond cutting tools? So what type of what materials and what type of cutting tools are you using? So like drilling tool or turning tool or multi-point cutting tool or single point cutting tool. So what type of cutting tools are used? So this is also a depending parameters. Machining conditions. So machining conditions means what amount of depth of part are you used? So what is the feed? Okay, what is the velocity? What is the RPM of the uh, workpiece? Okay, so all these are machining conditions, and like uh, uh, are you using a lubrication or not? Okay. So mainly the machining conditions are means the machining parameters like a depth of part, the feed, so depth of part, feed depth, cutting velocity V, okay, RPM N, okay, cutting force F, okay. So all these are machining conditions. So how much depth of part you give, how much speed, how much velocity, how much RPM of the part is, how much force is required. Okay. So all these are connected with machine tools. And then according to these parameters, machining process can be possible. Machining process are performed. Okay, and after machining process, you have to measure the machining parts and the and if there is any dimensional inaccuracy, then again you have to check, and after checking this, the final product will get like this. Okay, so machining conditions that I have told, machining conditions are the machining parameters like depth of cut, speed, feed. Okay, and machining conditions like environment also be there. So you are using lubricant or not. Any temperature means you are cutting at high temperature or at room temperature. Okay. So and another is what type of holder are you using? So fixer, jigs, chucks, what type of chucks? 3-jaw chucks or 4-jaw chucks. Okay. So all these are machining conditions. Some parameters in machining are like feed rate. So feed. So how you calculate like RPM and n is velocity divided by n into d naught. D naught is the outer diameter of this cylindrical workpiece. Okay, V is the cutting speed. So from this n can be calculated. N is the spindle speed. Okay. From this the relation you can calculate feed rate. So feed is equal to feed multiplied by n. N is the spindle speed. Okay, and F is the feed per revolution. Feed per revolution means how much. Suppose this is a tool. So a tool को ऐसे move करनी है. So this is called the feed. It means how much you are traveling it in millimeter per revolution of this workpiece. ठीक है. So mm per revolution. ठीक है. Machining time, how much machining time is required? So from this calculation, from this equation, you can calculate like a material removal rate, how much material removal rate can be possible. So maximum material rate is velocity multiplied feet multiplied depth of cut means how much depth of cut. Depth of cut means how much. So this is actually depth of cut. ठीक है. मीन्स अगर मैंने टूल को यहाँ तक मैंने डेप्थ दूंगा तो दिस इज एक्चुअली डेप्थ ऑफ पार्ट डी. ओके. So in machining operations, mainly in turning operations, different type of shifts are formed, like continuous shifts, discontinuous shifts, and uh, serrated type of shifts. So continuous shifts means this type of shifts are mainly formed in case of ductile material. So shifts are forming like this continuously. No build up is means no breaking of the chips are there. So actually so like this see here, so this type of chips are formed continuously. Okay, from the workpiece whenever you move the tool, so whenever you move the tool the chips will form continuously, and these chips actually get this type of spring and forming this type of springs like this. Okay. So these continuous shapes are only possible for ductile material. So for these are possible for ductile material, and when you are applying a high cutting speed, a small feet and depth of cut. Okay, means if you are giving a more depth of content, there may be chances of breaking of the chip. So give to the small feed and a small depth of cut, and but a high cutting speed. So at high cutting speed, a small depth of cut and a small feed, this continuous shifts can be possible. Okay, and obviously the cutting tool have means sharp cutting edges. Okay, rough cutting with a rough cutting edges tool, it is not possible. Okay, and should be a low tool and chip friction. Actually, in between tools and chips, so actually this is actually chip. C, a chip. Okay, this is tool. So there should be a low friction between tool and chip. If there will be a more friction between tool and chip, so there may be a chances of getting means getting fracture there. So continuous chips will not form in this case. Okay. So in this case, and another build up form, build up BUE, build up edge. So obviously in this case build up edge फॉर्मेशन नहीं होना चाहिए in case of continuous shifts. अगर build up phase if the build up phase will form then chips will break. Okay. एक्चुअली यहाँ स्टिक हो जाती है जो चिप्स निकाल रहे हैं ना ये दिस चिप समटाइम्स विल स्टिक विद दिस टूल्स. Okay, and this sticking is called the build up edge. Okay, and this build up edge will cause to break the chip. So build up edge in continuous chip formation is not actually apparent. Another is discontinuous chips. So in this case the chips will break like this, means uh, in this operation this type of small particle chips will formed. Okay, uh, and these are happen in case of brittle material and applying a low cutting speed and large speed and depth of cut. Okay, and in this case the tool and friction between tool and chips here more. Okay, so like this you see here, so this is actually the chips thing, this type of small particle, getting a small particle. So this is actually discontinuous chips. So actually no continuous forms. Okay, getting this type of small part. Okay. Another is serrated chips. So this type of chips are semi-continuous type of chips, means not a fully continuous. These are semi-continuous. After sometimes we get continuous, then this chips will break intermediately like this. Okay, so these are actually semi-continuous type of chips. Uh, this type of chips is difficulty to machine metals at a high cutting speed. So high cutting speed, this serrated type chips are not formed. Okay. Now chip thickness ratio. So chip thickness ratio means this is the thickness, means uncut thickness. So this is the uncut chip thickness, means अभी तक ये thickness cut नहीं हुआ. So this is called uncut chip thickness T1 and T2. T2 means this is the thickness. A thickness है along this. This is the thickness of the chip, means this is actually the thickness of the chip of means uh, of cut chip, means this is the chip thickness after separation, means after cutting T2. So T1 is actually before cutting thickness of the chip before cutting uncut chip thickness, and T2 is the thickness of the chip after cutting. So this ratio between T2 and T1 is called the chip thickness ratio or chip reduction ratio sometimes. Okay, T2 divided by T1. Okay, and this chip thickness ratio after cut is always greater than before. So chip thickness ratio is always greater than 1. Means always this chip thickness, means after cutting of the chip, the thickness of the chip is always greater than the uncut chip thickness. Okay, means T2 is always greater than T1. Okay, so that's why this ratio T2 by T1 is always, this ratio is always greater than 1. Okay, so chip thickness ratio is always greater than 1. Now, introduction about lathe machine. Just I am giving a brief introduction in 10 minutes. So, Uh, this actually lathe machine is called engine means engine machine because the this machine, this lathe machine is called the father and mother of the tool family. So father and mother of the tool family, why? Because by the lathe machine you can perform any type of operation like turning, boring, drilling, even threading. Okay, so taping, all the operations can be possible by the lathe machine. So that's why lathe machine is known as father and mother of the entire tool family. Okay. And so in a drilling machine only you can drill the workpiece, but in a and milling machine only you can getting the milling operation can be performed. Okay. So, but in a lathe machine, all the operations can be performed. So that's why it is called father mother of the entire tool family. And its history is that in 1569, wood lathes were used in France to cut the wood. Okay, and the lathe machine was adapted to metal cutting in England. Then after this metal cutting machines adapted in England, and then after that industrial revolution occurred, and ultimately lathe machines, concept of lathe machines comes. And this is called the engine lathe because first time the lathe machine was driven by a steam engine. So sometimes it is called a lathe machine, a engine lathe. Okay. So working principle. So in lathe machine, working principle is the work is will rotate. Okay, like this. Work is will rotate, or in this direction, or it will rotate in this direction. Okay, and tool will travel along the parallelly of this axis of the specimen or axis of the machine. Okay, so this is the working principle that the tool is traveled along the axis of the workpiece and workpiece will rotate. So the material will remove from the workpiece. So this is the working principle. Now, block diagram of construction of the lathe machine. So, how you construct a lathe machine? I mean, so what are the main parts in the lathe machine? So, first is a lathe bed. So, there is a lathe bed, and above the lathe bed, obviously, guide ways are there. So, guide ways means along these guide ways, tail stocks or guide means tail stocks move. So, tail stock can be moved. And in the left side, there is a headstock. So in this headstock, different gear mechanisms are there to reduce the RPM of the workpiece. Okay, and actually, this headstock is connected to the main motor. Okay, and from this motor, the rotational speed will get by this from the to this spindle, and the spindle will rotate. And there are some gear mechanism. By engaging this gear mechanism, you can control the speed of the rotational speed of the workpiece. Okay, and at the right side there is a tail stroke. Okay, so this tail stroke can be moved. Till, this tail stroke can be moved along this guideways. Along this guideways. Okay, and in the headstock, this is actually live center. So this I call the live center because this will rotate. Okay, the center will rotate, and there is means arrangement of chalk. So this chalk we will use to hold the workpiece. Okay, and this is the lathe axis. So lathe axis means between the connected this this we call the lathe axis, and This is called the dead center because this center does not rotate. So just by moving this tail stop, you can hold the specimen tightly like this. So suppose this is the specimen. So by this tail stop, you just support the specimen, and by this live center, you hold the specimen, and specimen will rotate. Okay. Now another is carriage. So this carriage actually in this carriage, uh, all the tooling arrangement are there, and this carriage will move along this axis, even along the perpendicular. You can get that along this axis, and in this carriage actually the tooling arrangement is there, and this tool actually can move along this axis and perpendicular to this axis also to give the depth of cut. Okay, so this is the tool port. So this tool port will move. This is light center will rotate. This tailstock will move like this, and this carriage will move along parallel to this axis of this machine, and this tool post having the tooling arrangement of there, having the tooling arrangement of that. The tools are attached here. So this tool wheel can be moved along this and along the perpendicular to the axis also. Okay. So these are different parts I am showing. Just see these parts. I am not getting the detail. Okay. So main parts are be it guide wheels, headstock or tailstock or carriage, uh, feed mechanism, and screw cutting mechanism. I think all of you know the guide wise weight, headstock, tailstock, carriage actually in the carriage tool post are there. Okay, so I am discussing only the feed mechanism. So feed mechanism. So, these are the different parts. Just from this PPT, you will get the idea. Just see this part. Now, just I am discussing on the feed mechanism. So just see this video. Just it will take under 2 minutes. So in this, this is called the apron mechanism also. So in this mechanism, this so in this by this mechanism, feed and cross feed can be given. So if you you rotate this handle, then the tool post will move along this direction. Okay, and you can move this along this by this rack and pinion also. Okay, so here rack and pinion are there. So just see here, so here rack and pinion are there. So when this small gear will connect to this rack, then this carriage will move along parallelly to this axis. But there is a auto feed mechanism also there. So in auto feed mechanism, this is the spindle, just this color below to this yellow. So this is actually uh, this type of arrangement is there. So this actually this will rotate. So this will rotate, and by rotating this, this gear will rotate. Okay, the red color this gear, this gear will rotate, and this gear can be attached to this. Can be attached to this small gear. Sorry, this big gear. Okay, and this big gear is attached to this rack and pinion. So by rotational speed of this arrangement, this gear will rotate, and by rotating this gear will rotate, and this gear is connected to rack and pinion. So this tool will carriage will move parallelly to the axis. Okay, so by this automatic feed can be given as a automatic feed, and automatic depth of cut also is possible. So in this case, this gear will attach to this blue color of gear, and this blue color of gear is attached to this mechanism. Just see this. Okay. So when this is attached, so this will rotate. So this is actually called the feed rod. So when this feed rod will rotate, and this feed rod will rotate. So this red color gear will rotate. Okay. Okay, and this red color gear will rotate this worm gear, and worm gear actually connected to this rack and pinion. Okay. So and this will attach to this rack, then the tool post will move like this parallelly, and when this gear will attach to this mechanism. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.